What's going on, guys? Aimless here, back on another Black Desert video. This video is gonna be a beginner's guide, just going over some of the basics. Um, for this is mainly just for new players or players who still kind of are having a hard time understanding the games. We're gonna go over a couple of things, just from weapons and gear before boss gears, like what a cat, enhancing, how to do that, and like what stacks to use or how to build your stacks. We're not gonna go too much into depth into that. I feel like for right now you shouldn't worry really much about enhancing. We're gonna talk about a bit about nodes, how the nodes work. Um, really, which nodes to get, that's up to you. What you're doing, whether you're doing life skills for like trading, um, going for certain resources, and all of that good stuff. Also gonna be going over some good areas to farm, whether it's leveling up, uh, gear grinding or going for weapon gears, accessories, getting to 55 quicker, trying to get to like that 56, 58, 59 quick, trying to get to 60 quick without having to use like single quest lines. We're gonna be going over gear, especially for beginners, like what to use, what's really good to use, and what's okay to have right now until you can actually grind for the good gear, like such as like Asulas and other things like that you get free from the game to use. To make this more feel like a beginner's guide, I did start a new character, Warrior. There's a class I haven't played but been wanting to play. So yeah, let's get into it. First thing I want to talk about BDO. Um, it's a really simple game. I mean, there's some classes that do take more skill than others, but overall it's really simple. It all just comes down to gear score and skills and how to use your class to its best of its ability. A thing that I'll have to tell you guys when you're building a class, it doesn't hurt to look up skilled builds and what other players have built in the past, skill wise, and what to use. This game's been out for a long time on PC, so it's always good to see what they have to do. But be aware, make sure you try to get something new, but not too new, since in PC they do have accessories. Um, I mean, not accessories, they do have sections unlocked, and we still don't. But yeah, as you can see, the basic layout of the map, it's a pretty huge map when you think about it. It's pretty big. Lots of regions to cover over, and lots of good grinding spots in each region. Some regions better than others, and through some regions you'll probably never go get back into again unless you're grinding for gear there. Like, so yeah. We're not really gonna cover life skill much in this episode, or yeah, life scaling. I don't really do life skill apart from cooking and fishing, but it's always good to keep in common that and to use that. Other things we're me going over are rifts and scroll bosses and world bosses and field bosses. There's different type of bosses. Rifts could spawn randomly up to, I think if I'm not mistaken, 12 rifts. You get two hard ones, or two very hard ones. I think four hard and then like a couple like eight medium or like six medium, somewhere around there. I don't have the exact stats. Yeah, they spawn throughout the week. When they first spawn, they're really hard. They have five on it, and they go down throughout the day. I usually just let them all stack up and do them all like in the weekend or something. Field bosses spawn randomly between each server. If you have world chat up, usually people type it out like bag spawning here, bag or bag and Calphion too. So it's like that. World bosses have set timers, um, but usually like on Mondays it'd be like Zarka, um, it'd be Zarka, Novir, then it'd be Karanda, Kudum, and I think Ofen, and then I think it goes back to Zarka, Novir. Once you get later on into the game, it's always good to have different classes with decent gear at each location, so you could just swap characters and fight there. It's always good to participate in them, but I mean, higher gear score would get you a higher chance at getting the boss drops. And then you get scroll bosses, which you could get them dailies, either hard or normal, and you just have to go to the location it sends you to. But bosses shouldn't be necessarily as hard to fight if you're well geared. One of the few things I do want to go over is what each vendor does in each town and town locations. If you open up your old map, and you're like in a major city such as Villa, you could just type Y and click D-pad left, and if you have the knowledge in them, you'll see them. But if you don't, you can. You can also put nearby NPCs by playing D-pad down, and you could go over everything like from skill managers to repair shops to storage, stable masters and all of that, which is really good to know, especially if you're somewhere far and you're like, you have a lot of stuff, so you wanna go somewhere if you wanna find where if your horse stat, it's always good to find the nearby stable manager, general good vendors to get more pots and still and to sell some yourself. It's really good. Just keep this in mind of where it's at. Especially with newcomers, it's usually hard to find where everything's at. So knowing how to use the map and how to find the NPCs quicker, it's way much better. Right here in material vendors, she sells basically basic things you need for like farming, from like axes, butcher knives, fluid elixir collector, and all of that, which is a pretty good thing to keep in mind. I mean, you do have some quests sometimes where you need these, and I mean, it's just really good overall to use. And yeah, the next one here in Villia, also you can find these in all major cities, so like Villia, Heidel, um, Calpheon, all of that. Right here is the worker manager. You need a lodging in your town. They basically workers. You do different type of workers. You have the goblins, the humans, and the giants. If I'm not mistaken, goblins work quicker. Humans work overall just they're in the neutral zone, and then giants carry more weight. General good vendor. She sells pots and potions, mana, and WP. Depending on what your class is running, you usually tell by looking under your health bar, and the color that coordinates with that would be the same thing you would use. The same thing you would get. Um, the market director is basically where you could buy everything online from other players, from weapons to gear to armor to all of that. We're gonna be going in a bit into that right now. More a bit into that right now in a bit. Um, the next person who's really good to know about is the blacksmith. This is where you can repair your gear, repair durability. You could do this at some of the armor smiths, and repair some of your gear inside of your inventory, your horse gear, and your ships. It's really good. You can also buy armor from him. If, in some places you might need amity, which you just gotta have the conversation, give him with him, but you need a high knowledge to be able to do that. And you could get gear for cheaper. But of course, I always recommend getting gear that you want from the central market. It's always cheaper, or you could grind it out yourself. You get from things from crown stones to reform stones, and all of that. I mean, and to fail and from fail stacks. You can actually get fail stacks, but you could buy books that you could preserve fail stacks if you don't want to use them. Or want. Yeah, we're gonna be going over gear now, accessory wise. Of course, would you want? You could get the free ones like the Asulas or the free campaign ones once you reach Medaya and Kamasovia, which are really good. I still use some of them. They're pretty good. Of course, going for this still, if you're not worried about your accessories and you just want to focus on your gear and weapons, they're pretty good. As you can see, try one is just 4 DP lower than what a try Crescent Guardian would be. But you can always go for a Mark of Shadows. Mark of Shadows is pretty good also, and it's easy to farm. Um, it just has I think one more AP than the free ring you will get compared to a Crescent Ring, which would be at 14, which is where you want to get, and you'll want to get a try one and then work onto it into tap. Um, but yeah, you see, they're the same thing. You get the Cafrio's ring from hitting 61. If you guys see the video before this, you see I got it. And necklace wise, you could go from a range of things. Seraph necklace is always something always to go for. This is what I'm going for as we speak, something I'm grinding for, which is really good. Of course, what you would want end game wise would be an ogre ring, tongue red ring, a tongue red necklace, or a um, layman's power stone. They're all down the line. They're the same except just the the tongue red has like extra spirit stone. Earring wise, you go red coral, you go witch's earrings. Um, tongue red is again end game wise what you would want. Um, Narc earrings are also good. Um, so yeah, there's a wide variety of range things you get before you actually start pushing to those higher AP brackets, which you would want to get towards the end of the game. Yeah. Belts wise, again, Ancient Garden's good. Tree Spirit Bolt is good. Of course, end game again, you would want to go for Bassy is really good. A Bassy belt, but Tar Eclipse belt is good. But Tongue Rat belt is, I say it would be good. Harder, much to grind. You need really high AP to get it, but it gives you like one more AP. Another good thing to do is use the item drop information just so you can see what drops where and how much AP usually you would need, which is really good if you're trying to farm certain gear wise, certain stats. You're trying to farm certain things. As you can see in the hex area skeletons, that's where you get the witch's earrings. Micro shadows, you get that from abandoned monastery. I have that node leveled up. The higher the node you get, the more drop rate you get. You get, I think at the max node it's level 10. 50% drop rate on every 10% kills you get. So I mean it's pretty good. I personally would level up nodes you need. But yeah, item drop is something really good if you're trying to farm either weapons or armor or accessories that you don't want to spend money on. Accessories you don't want to spend money on or are too expensive. But yeah, just using this, you could even find weapons from Urea to bears to gear like Grineer, Sulas, sort of grind them. And yeah, from necklaces, this is such a good item. It sucks we didn't have this earlier on, but I mean, I guess you could always search it up. But you could even get scroll bosses, scroll pieces to combine into wave bosses that you could get memory frags from. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. You can see where you could get crescent rings, Bassy belt, tongue red earring, all of that. I mean, it's such a good feature. I suggest you use it if you're trying to grind certain gear that is either too expensive or you don't have the money at the time to get it. It's really good. I suggest you use it, and this is a great feature to have. When you're trying to find out what to get. I mean, higher up, you can also get other type of gear. You can see this, and also explains how much AP above you need to be able to grind that plays efficiently and to be able to kill them quick enough. Alright, something we're gonna touch upon real quick is enhancements. Um, I mean, I'm gonna show you guys right now. I'm running bears. I feel like bears is a really good PVE weapon, apart from Zorka or Laverto. But those are, remember guys, we're talking about beginners here. You know what I mean? Some people who don't have as much money as us. To enhance, you're gonna need just to get it to plus 15. You're just gonna need black stones. Make sure they're weapons, and then make sure you have spares to combine them, because they do lose their ability if they fail. You get guaranteed up to I think 5, and after that you have to just keep on upgrading. Of course, I just spam it, then repair what I lose. With green weapons, it's good to spam it, but when you're talking about like boss gear, um, even like high like Leverdo, it's not or awakening weapons, it's not good to spam. It's good to build up fail stacks for it, and then use it like around plus 10. Because with boss gear, you could go up to plus 13 easily, and then from like 13 to 14 and 14 to 15, you're gonna need at least 20 plus. And from my experience, I've had to use 20 plus, and you're gonna need a lot of memory fragments for boss gear just because the amount it takes to enhance it. And then you just go back to the blacksmith, you record their ability, use the same weapons. Of course, you can use other things like memory fragments, which will help you use that in the place, but with some gear, it only goes up plus 1. So keep that in mind. Yep, and as you can see, yeah, yeah, that's the thing about low tier accessories. So your green gear, it goes up, it enhances pretty quick, and you're able to get same copy weapons for much cheaper. And I mean, it's really good, especially before you could get Zarka or Olphins. Yeah, I recommend doing it, and then you could grind black stones pretty much anywhere. And yep, once you get a plus 15, you need to use um, concentrated weapon stones, and build up high fail stacks. I'm gonna pop up an image, and these are the fail stacks you should follow, and the types you should see. Do keep in mind, this is just a general overall basis. You might need a bit more for boss gear. You always wanna, just for green weapons, you always wanna get the durability back up because it's really cheap to do it. I mean, I still have gold boss gear that's not even filled up. So it's always good to buy a couple of these, like maybe 20, and like if you always have extra, you can always resell it. Um, you can always buy armor stones and weapon stones off the central market. Uh, with hard and sharp, you could farm those by doing thing with gathering. You get those, and you also get those by daily logins. Now these, the upgrade stones are where you get it to yellow. Buying basic um, yellow ones have a chance of getting into you, while if you buy the ultimate ones as a one tap, so you just one tap it. But the thing is to know they are more expensive. So if you want to mess around with your RNG, I suggest just buying a few of them, like 10. It's only gonna be like around 3 million. Or you could run your weekly scrolls, your daily scrolls, and get hunter seals. Go to Tariff and exchange them. But yep, right here I'm gonna be showing you guys the process of how to do it. You just go into your ghost, click on item reform, click on the weapon you're looking for, and click on the reform stone. You can always extract these, so don't worry about it. And as you can see, it only took me 4, but you're not always gonna be that lucky. Um, there's gonna be times when it might even take you up to 5, 10. You know what I mean? It's all luck based in this game. It's all RNG. Just because it takes you 4 one time doesn't mean anything. You see, it gives you a huge boost up on the AP and its buffs, so it's really good to have one. But yeah, now I'm gonna do it with my awakening weapon, a blue tier, and just see how it goes. And again, only took 3 again. So I bought 10. I have 4 left, and I went 3 and 3, which is pretty good. Now I don't need to buy anymore. Alright, now I just want to go over what are good weapons to start off with. Bears is a great weapon, especially for PvE, since it has that extra damage to all monsters and to all species. If you want PvP, Yuri is really good. It's that high AP brackets, and it does extra damage to humans. Of course, Liberto is second best. Second best, as in, of course, Bosker will always be first best, but it does cost a lot, so keep that in mind. Of course, you want to go for a Zarka. Zarka is the world boss that you could get it. It's pretty good. Open Tets. I don't know. Class base, I really don't have much experience with this. There's certain classes that, even with high P, will break off at a certain AP range, so just use what's best for your class. Shield wise, Axion Shield's really good if you're again going for high AP brackets and you don't have like a Novier. It's really good. Um, Vanguard Shield or a sub weapon with accuracy is really good. Me personally, I have a Tet one because I could hit even harder than what I'm currently hitting because my AP isn't high enough to where I could use a Kudum or a Novier at this range. But if I had higher AP, of course, I'd be running Novier for PvP. Kudum is another boss weapon, which is the best sub weapon you can get. That's a PvE sub weapon. That's what a lot of people ask for if you're grinding trees. And Novier is the PvP version of that. But again, you need high AP for Novier to actually be useful. For Awakening, green is good and cheap. So if you're low on money, green will be good. Blue is what I'll offer you to get. It's pretty good. And then of course you would want to get Dandy for your last one. Yep, over here in Hido, as you could see, you could buy the AP side of sub weapons, so like Action Shield, Orals, all of that. But it does cost quite an amount if you can't find it in the central market. But most of the times you can find it in the central market, and it will be cheaper there to even get. So yeah, I mean, but it's really good. Again, if you still don't got boss weapons. So again, if you're building AP, go Axion. If you're doing PvP, go accuracy. So Vanguards if you're playing warrior. Just you could hit those damage brackets. So sub weapons are sub and primary weapons. Again, PvE, bears is the way to go. PvP, Urea is the way to go. Once you reach level 51, you do get the dim magical shield, which could be upgraded to, I think, basically a Pry or a Duo equivalent. You also unlock repeatable quests, so boss quests, which are pretty good. And yeah, and recurring quests are basically the boss quests I was talking about. And you get one a week, and like couple daily ones. You could do them normal or hard. Yeah. Then also you get the magical armor just by playing, which will be the equivalent of a duo, if I'm not mistaken. And right here you go accept the quest to actually unlock the higher upgraded versions of them, which are pretty good. You also get a stone for your Delphine weapon to upgrade it. Because of course, if you're still a new player and you don't have the money, the gear you do get from the campaign and accessories is decently good to be grinding, as I show later on in the video. I grind with the Black Abyssal, but as you can see, you get a Grineer helmet, which is pretty good. I know I didn't go over gear, but don't worry, I'm about to do that after this clip. But yeah, you just wanna head over to uh, where it takes you, and for the shield, hand it over, and it upgrades once, and you're able to do it again, then upgrade the second time, and then you have to hit to alternate to upgrade a third time, and I forget what you need to do to upgrade the fourth time, but it's pretty good. If you just heat up the Delphine weapon, which is pretty good, you could unlock the ultimate version of it, which is good for what you have at the moment. But of course, if you get a plus 15, then it won't be as good. But I'm also going to show you guys how to get the Black Abyssal. And yep, and of course, again, just talk to your ghost. You do the magical one, upgrade the armor, and you could go exchange it all the way in AimlessOW. So again, just go through the campaign, just go through the storyline. It'll take you all through it. You do get good weapons from it and decent armor. Um, but of course, you look at the chest piece. But right here, if not even that deep into it, you beat the boss right here. You do get the Black Abyssal weapon just by talking to him again, and which is pretty good. As you see, I got it. And you go ahead and talk to Nova and talk to one of the NPCs there. You get a shard, you heat them up together, and you're able to get a box. Set that aside for off characters you want to practice without having to go far into the story to unlock the the Black Abyssal weapon, which is I guess it's pretty good. And you could again just go through a story. It gives you stuff you need, and you're able to level up pretty quick just by doing the main quest. But now I'm gonna show you guys gear wise. Sorry I didn't put this over there with the weapons, but yep, I personally went full Grineer before I went for like boss gear. But you could go pretty much like you could go with Talus, you could go with Strength of Heath, but Gaiath and Griffins are pretty much what you want. It all comes down to class base with the last that you need, but I don't think I'm gonna get either of them. I think I'm gonna stick with my Tet Heave helmet. For armor, again, I went full Grineer. You could go any of these armors that you want, just upgrade them. Lamoria's armor is pretty good, but it is costly. It's like a Laverto. For Demon Tree, they're pretty much the same, except with item effects and a bit of other stats effects. Again, I personally think Dim is better, but Red Nose would be better for some classes. Um, Gloves, bags is basically what you want. It gives you accuracy, but you lose a bit of DP. But it does give you more accuracy. For shoes, I also went Grineer. But now I got Urgons, and Urgons are way better than Muskans. Muskans just give you more evasion if you're going for like an evasion build, I guess. But Muskans are pretty good. I'm gonna go for a try. I mean a TED attempt later on today. Expect a video on that today or tomorrow. But yeah, I personally went full Grineer. You go anything you want. I've seen people do Talus. I've seen people do Strength Helmet of He. I've seen people do Zeref. I've seen people do Robocar. So it's all class based and how I feel. You do get a free plus 13 helmet of Grineer. So I got those all to try, and then of course I went boss gear. I got the only boss gear I got right now is Urgon, which I got from doing scrolls. So yeah, I mean it does. Once you get up there and you start farming more money, then it's worth to buy it, I guess. And yep, now we're back to Altanova, and to show you guys, yep, I got the Roaring Magical Armor just by turning in the quest right here, and I showed in comparison. It's pretty good. I'd say it's about a prior duo, so I mean just doing that saves you a bit of time. Yep, it just gives you 13 less than what a try green gear would give you, so yeah, I would say about a duo. But compared to boss gear, it's not as good. but it's up there. I mean, when you compare it to pri a pri dem, a pri dem will give you six more. But that is because it's boss gear, so do keep that in mind. But yeah, and then you head over to this dude with just click on the navigation, and you're able to turn in your shield. I did forget how to get the roaring magical one, but I'm sure if you just continue to do the quest, you should get it from your ghost or your dark spirit. And yeah, I mean it's pretty good. Again, I think it goes up at being equivalent to a Pride Green, so do keep that in mind. But I mean, if you're still a new player, don't got the money to grind, then it's a good weapon to use on your way. Me personally, I'm not gonna do the full quest since I've already done it. You could do it. The quests do give good items. I suggest if you're doing all characters, do the Valencia Part 1 quest because you do get real good things from it. From the fail stacks, you do get one ring. I forgot how to get the other ring. I could check right now. I think you get it from yeah, you get another quest, another ring by doing the Part 1 Valencia. It's a side quest. And those rings are pretty good. I had two of them until I got my tri uh, weapon, and you get the stones to upgrade your accessories from the rings to a necklace, and they're pretty good. You get the necklace from the Kamasovia quest line. So I mean, just using these and just by playing the campaign, you get free gear that is really useful to beginner players, even to late players who are having a hard time getting witches earrings to drop, having a hard time getting tongue red earrings to drop. So it's really good to use it until you could start getting better AP, start grinding quicker, and start farming cash quicker. But yeah, if you're a new player, do all of the main quests. Suggested quests are really good. You get free pets from here and free inventory slots if you're a new player, so I suggest you do it. But yeah, the main quest is pretty long, but again, it helps you level up. Quick tip: if you didn't watch my 60 to 61 on video, you hit 60 to 61 by doing Como Silvio questline. So please, please, I urge you guys, do not do it quick. I know grinding might suck, but I mean, it's better to grind from 60 to 61. But yeah, because basically Como Silvio you could get to 61 overnight, so it's pretty good. Um, yeah, so the quest line is pretty long, but again, just do it. You could always ask guildmates or friends to help you out if you have friends or guildies. You can always put your stats. There's guilds all the time recruiting new players. A good place to grind, I personally like to grind from like 50 to 55, 56, is Susans, which you could find in Medaya. They're pretty good, not that much AP needed, just about like 100. I'm grinding this with 160. They are kind of dying, but do keep in mind I haven't really used up my skills. And yeah, I really enjoy grinding this. You get good. It's a really good place to grind. It does give you good skill points and XP points, and you also have a chance of getting grenade armor from here. So overall, if you like, and if you don't mind grinding, and you're leveling up side characters, this is a good place to do it. You also do get good items that you could trash items that you could stack up to 1,000 and turn it in for a free 1 million. Yeah, this is a pretty good place to grind. I've got up to 55 pretty quick. Pretty much in like an hour or two of just grinding here. Again, if you have higher AP, if you even have cooldowns, grinding will be much better. Or even if you got like a dual bears, just because it has that extra hidden AP towards monsters and all species, which is pretty good. But yeah, and you can also farm here with your friends. If you're trying to power level each other, or just you're doing a grinding party with new friends, new beginners. Usually if I'm on new characters, I'll be around here. I'm usually in Coffee on 2, if you guys ever see me. And I'm in an all character. Family name is Ben Shapiro. I did that as a joke. I haven't played this game since it came out, and in the beta I put Ben Shapiro. I never thought I'd be making yeah, Black Desert videos. But yeah, if you see me, just I'm always down to grind. Again, there's nothing wrong looking for guilds that help new players, and that just always watch out for trolls. There's always trolls in videos that will give you false information or just tell you dumb stats. Think just ruin your experience. But yeah, I mean, tier is a fast. It's just again fast way to get to 55. Um, I know this guide. Um, I couldn't cover mostly everything. If you still have questions or things I might have missed, please feel free to put it down in the comments. Let me know. And I'll try to answer as best as I could. You can even tweet at me at twitter.com/aimlessow. Or if I'm live streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/aimless0w, you could comment it down, ask me for advice, and I'll try to help you out as best as I can. I'm just trying to cover the basics on like how to play. I mean, not how to play, but how to make your experience better and like know what weapons and gear is preferably good to use and just how to get up there quicker and learn them going quicker. Because I remember being a basic player at the game when it first came out. I remember not knowing what to do, what weapons to use, and what type of gear to use. I remember I was running the wrong sub weapons. I used to not know where to grind. But back when I was a nuke player, we only had just Velia, Velia, um, Hideout, Calfia, and that's all we had that region. And I remember back then just grinding Abandoned Monastery all the way to 56 on my witch. And I know the struggle. And now, from what I've learned from the YouTubers I've watched, from the live streamers I watched, and yeah, I mean, I've grown as a video player. I've gotten help from guildmates. Huge shout out to Kyrex, personal friend and huge video player. And I've gotten so much help from all my friends, from Twitch streamers, YouTubers, and I mean, the little things help, man. Just learning how to grind better, which could get even enhancing better. It all helps your video experience and it helps you grow as a player. I mean, it's always good to help others and give out even small tips, man. Even if it's like, even if you guys want to criticize me on my tips, just let me know, like, yo, this place is better than that. Because again, there's all my personal bias. I mean, I enjoyed grinding Nagas, in all my classes to 58, even 59. And it's fun. I mean, if it's the game is a grinding game, this isn't a game you could just step into and like hope that you're gonna hit level like 60 in one day or like I mean there is probably a chance of hitting level 60 in one day, but I'm saying like this isn't a game where you're just gonna grind one area and there's a game where you're gonna keep on grinding that area and I mean it doesn't it might become repetitive, but I mean once you got that good gear score and everything, it helps you overall in the long run. It makes PvP much more funner, Siege much more funner, Node Wars, Guild v Guilds, and then it just makes it fun. It makes it to where you could finally enjoy the game, being soft capped and everything. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good grinding spots in the game. I mean, feel free to always ask players where they're grinding, what's their gear look like. Asking some top players, I mean, some of them are not dicks, some of them might be dicks, some of them might have an ego, but even if somebody has the best gear score in the game, like people who pay to win, if they don't have the skills or the knowledge of how to fully use their character, they're gonna be outshined by people who might have lower gear score than them who have mastered their character. So have fun while you play. Um, play different classes. Don't just play one class and see which one you're enjoying. The meta always changes. So like back then, I remember when I first played video, I wanted to play Dark Knight because I knew she was really good in PC, but she was nerfed by them. And then I mean I played Mystic, who was really good at one point, but now she's still good. But I mean people like Sorceress are getting buffs, making her better on PC. Um, Guardians out, she's really good. Archer's really good. So it's just a learning game with video and yeah. I mean, I know this video might be long, but hopefully the stuff I talked about here is useful to you guys, and hopefully you guys use the information I gave you. So yeah, but yeah, I'm not gonna drag out the video. I'm gonna skip this me just going Susan's part. Susan's to the when I hit 55. I mean, I hit it pretty quick, like I said. I'm gonna show you guys where you could go after 55. Where I grind from like 56 all the way to even 59. I could say you could even go 60, but I mean, we can't go that crazy. This next area, which a lot of people know as Sandgreen's Bazaar, it's in Valencia. Just again, if you're a new player, just go through the campaign. You will unlock this place. But yeah, it's not that far from Altanova. Just go straight east or north or whatever. It's pretty good. Something good about here is the marine stones for the desert nagas. But thing is, you gotta be level 57 to use these. So get to 56, get to 57, and you could start using these. They give you extra XP for 500 monsters you kill. So just buy a ton of them and grind out. I'm telling you, there's good locations here. I mean, just the starting area right here is pretty good. Um, Deeper inside, there's heavy mob locations. Just watch how there are players here. If you do PvP and win, you get marked as a bandit, which takes off after 30 minutes. But if they kill you, get sent to prison. But you can always switch characters and do something else first. 30 minutes, they do tick off while you're offline or off character. But yeah, I'm showing you, I still haven't upgraded any of my weapons. I still haven't got no sub weapons. I'm still rocking the same 160 AP. As you guys can see, I did sell a Grenade helmet. That's what's good about having off characters. You could always keep on getting it and sell it or extract the stones from it. But yeah, this place is really good to grind. Of course, if you have a Kudum, you do way much better, man, just for that extra AP against monsters. So Kudum is a good PvE weapon, like I said earlier, to grind with and to use. Yeah, you can also use these. You get these scrolls, the scrolls of written ancient language. 5 of them, turn them into a T shape, and you could fight with the bosses. They're really good if you wanna get memory fragments, but they are expensive. But yeah. Usually I use these if I'm gonna go for TED attempts or try attempts on boss gear. Just get a lot of memory fragments and use that to repair durability. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys just real quick how easy it is to grind here, even with not a lot of AP. It's still really good. And these are some of the pets. I do buy pets. That's why I have tier 3 pets and tier 4. But you do get free pets just by, if you're a new adventurer, if I'm not mistaken, you get 2 pets. From the suggested quest, I think you get also 2 pets or maybe even 3. And from the new event that's out, you get 1 free pet. So you get good free pets, but usually I buy them. They don't really sell on Central Market. But yeah, Desert Nagas is a good place just to continue grinding and going up levels. Me personally, I really enjoy this area. People will tell you to go to Fogans, but Fogans is more deeper out into the desert. Pretty much they give you a bit more of XP if I'm not mistaken, but they both drop Seraph necklaces. I do have this node at level 10, so I really enjoy it, but even at level 60, these mobs aren't dying as quick, so I do recommend maybe getting a dual bears and a dual sub weapon. If you could, maybe even a Pry Kudum if you could afford one, or if you could, or if you have one. You also get I think there's the Shagged Seal coins. You get 10 a month. You need 30 to get a Zarka or Nuvir or Kudum. I guess you could use that, but again, just focus on grinding out your gear, then start doing field bosses, your rifts, try to do them once a week, and try to fight the world bosses when they come out. Even if you do get outgeared, you still have a small chance of getting those boss weapons. So yeah, if you guys really like the guide, if you guys liked it, I tried to cover everything like I said. I couldn't go into depth into much things without this video being any longer. But if you watched this far, thank you guys. Thank you guys for the support I've been getting lately. It's crazy. We're close to 100 subs. It's pretty crazy. Never thought I could come back into YouTube and even into BDO and expect such a good positive outcome. But if you guys have any more questions, let me know. I hope you guys like this video. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you did, please like and subscribe. Share it to anybody else. I am going to be posting this on the BDO Reddit to help those out who still need help. Again, if you want to criticize me on anything I've said, feel free to do it in the comments. I could dispute you. We could talk about it. Do look out for a new video I'm uploading soon. I just gotta finish out these scrolls I'm doing. Gonna be doing going for tap attempts on my Uragon. Show you guys how to do that, how it looks. Also, if you're ever in Coffee on 2 servers, your Xbox or PS4, I'm always there. Family name Ben Shapiro, usually on my Mystic, called Nemesis-san. You go, if you see me type in world chat, say hello, say what up. I'm always looking for groups for people to run my scrolls with. I usually allow leeches in there. I just want to get mine done. So if you're a new player and you see me typing on there, feel free to hit me up, man. If I ever got extra scrolls, I'll let you guys run them for free. But yeah, if you do really enjoy it, yeah, leave a like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch when I'm live, twitch.tv/aimless0w. Follow me on Twitter for updates. Twitter.com/AimlessOW. Tweet at me, follow me, dude. DM me if you want, show me your gear scores. DM me your gear, show me what you guys are rocking with. Alright guys, catch you guys later. Hope you guys really enjoyed the video. Later.